What's up, guys? So that targeted attack change affects me in another way that I didn't really think about, I guess, when I was going over and doing my overview of the March update. Basically, the only way I'm going to be able to do viewer castles now is through targeted attacks. So this means a couple of things. Basically, everyone who wants me to test out their castle is going to have to add me to their friends list, or else I won't be able to test it out. And secondly, I can only do 3 castles a day as a maximum because you get one target attack every 8 hours. 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm literally only going to be able to do and record one every day, which is kind of a problem because generally I like to mass record. That's how I've been really getting out videos because I still work a job, so I still have to have certain days where I'm not able to record videos. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to end up having this list backing up even further than it's already been backing up, and I won't be able to do 2 viewer castle episodes a day anymore either. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get around that. I could even like make another account, but I don't know. That's going to get too complicated because then I'm going to have everyone add like 2 different accounts, and I don't want to get all into that. So I guess this might just mean less viewer castle, less Mighty Quest videos in general, and I might have to cover like another game, probably switch back and forth through games. So I guess one thing for you guys, if you have any games that you'd like me to play, I don't know, you can just shout out some suggestions in the comments below. I've really been trying to hold off on playing another game until some more Heroes of the Storm alpha/beta invites come out. I've been pretty excited about that game for a while, since like BlizzCon like 2 years ago when they first announced it. I was pretty excited and I wanted to do some coverage on that. So I'm expecting to do that whenever I get an invite to that, but that might never happen knowing Blizzard. You know, there's so many people that want invites to that, so I'll probably have to do some different type of a game. You know, I have access to Strife, which is another MOBA. I'm not super into it, but I have been playing it a little bit just because I have that kind of MOBA craving because I want to play Heroes so badly, and I don't really want to go back to the 2 mainstream ones. I want a little something different, being League of Legends and Dota. So I don't know, if you guys have any suggestions, you could throw them in the comments below. Anything else? I feel like there was something else that I needed to say, but maybe I'll remember as I'm going through these castles. So basically the only way I'm able to do this now is targeted attacks, which is really bad. I remember the other thing I wanted to say is just how bad this system is for YouTubers and streamers just in general. I'm really surprised that Mighty Quest themselves actually made this change and didn't really think about the YouTubers and streamers, because they've been so supportive to the community that's like been spreading the word of their game. You know, the YouTubers and streamers, they did a YouTuber program back a couple of months ago. I think either late summer or fall or something like that. They did a YouTuber program, gave me a bunch of beta keys that I was able to give away to you guys. They just had that Twitch event like a couple weeks ago where they were giving away some prizes for the person who like streamed the most or something like that, or some sort of giveaway or something. I didn't look too much into it, but they've been really supportive about that, and I think testing other people's castles is a huge way. Even on their Fireside Brawl that they had yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever, I watched the VOD of it a little bit just to see how they handled the situation, because I knew that even for them, streaming on like a weekly schedule, people want you to test their castle, and the only way, and they were talking about it, the only way to get people to be able to test people's castle is through target attacks or revenges. That's the only way. And if you have to be able to beat the other person's castle to revenge. Like, you'd have to beat my castle, and then I can use your revenge that you give me to test out your own castle. There's no practice system anymore, which I'm really surprised that they did that. I'm hoping that they change that back, because it's really going to hurt the streaming and YouTubing portion of the game. You know, the community that wants to do that, because everybody wants to have their castle tested. Just in general, like even on this chat here, you see constantly that there's people testing out other people's castles. They're like, hey, jump into my castle. And sure, you can do that if you have one of these 5 remaining, but you can only test 5 castles, and 5 castles total, and then only 3 a day maximum, which is pretty bad. Anyway, we're gonna jump into this castle. I don't remember. I think it was level 19. But yeah, we'll jump into it and just take a look at this castle as we're going through. I don't think I have too much more to rant about that targeted attack system, but I really, really dislike that as a whole. I hope that they, change it back and see the problems that it's going to cause. I don't mind the system itself. I just think that there's some problems. They need to do a little bit more with it. I don't mind the 5 maximum target attacks, but bring back practice attacks as well, you know? Put 2 different buttons up there. When you have that window that pops up, put targeted attacks and practice attacks right next to each other. That would be fine. And then even make it so that you can't targeted attack someone after you practice attack them or something. I realize that would be a little more programming on their end, and they might not want to do that. But you know, it's really bad that they're hurting that community with their changes. So we have a fire mine set up here. It looks to be set up reasonably well. There's only 3 ballistas on the back end, so I'm going to try one of my things that I'm going to try to hit the very end of this springboard trap, see if I can get it to throw me, and then, you know, hit on this last one as well. If I hit both of them, I should have enough stun immunity to be able to get by, and if it throws me back this way, I can use that to build up some stun immunity. So that's the idea here. We'll see if I can do it correctly. Alright, so it's throwing me the correct way. I was actually able to kite this had I done it last time. It's so difficult to do. Once you get 2 of them, well, I actually didn't, so I might die here. But I'm too high level. Anyway, if you can get across 2 of them, it would have been a little bit easy. But I didn't. That would have killed me if I was lower level. But I'm like 10 levels above this castle, so... the rest of this is going to be fairly easy. It's just a lot of units in the boss room. The units themselves, there's a lot of hunger bots. I would say maybe too many hunger bots. I definitely need to empty my inventory for the next castle as well. I don't think you need like a Scorpio and 3 hunger bots here. I would much prefer you to have another Zeke or 2. Because that'll combo well with it. And then a bunch of Cyclopses. You might even have too many of those as well. Although there's not a ton of room, like if you aggro this and a bunch of Cyclopses start walking towards you, there's not a ton of room to maneuver around here to escape, you know, that many Cyclopses. But my suggestion would be a few more Zekes, because they're the most deadly creature that you have right now. And then kind of just rush for level 22, because that's going to increase your fire trap success rate quite a bit. I've also noticed a weird bug with these mines. Sometimes when I hold down shift and like click on them specifically, it'll like miss automatically. It'll shoot like right next to it instead of actually hitting the mine. I don't know what's up with that, but the only way that I've noticed to solve that for people who are like, I have ingrained it into myself to hold down shift every time I attack so that I'm able to fire without actually clicking on something. So if you just like go over, pretend that this is a mine, if you go over top of it, it'll still hit it. But if you click right on it, sometimes you'll miss. That's something I'll have to get more used to doing if that bug doesn't get fixed. But yeah, I mean, this castle is fine. I would just say that level 22 will be a big upgrade for you, because your springboards and your fire mines both get upgraded. So more damage and higher success rate on your springboard traps. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, for number 2 we have Geralt of Rivia. Castle level's a 21. Validated on a knight, so we'll jump into it here. Again, another targeted attack. So yeah, just keep in mind that everybody who's on my list and everybody who wants me to do their castle is going to have to add me. And I may have to increase the level cap to 20 or something, because I'm just going to have too many people that want me to do their castle, and I will literally not be able to catch up. Because there's a hard cap on how many viewer castles I can actually do now. Before, when I started getting backed up, I could do a week that I would do, you know, kind of a viewer cast or marathoner, I guess, where I do 2 videos a day. And that would catch me up pretty well. But as it is now, I'm not able to do that, so without leveling up another account and then having people add 2 different accounts, which is just absurd. Alright, so it looks like there's probably nothing over here, or there might be like 1 or 2 mines. I'll have to take a look. It looks like it's just empty. And unfortunately, if there was mines over there, I would actually be able to shoot them and get a little bit of mana so I could roll. It wouldn't take nearly as long. But as it is now, it'll take me a little bit longer. Alright, this is another dead end. So there's the 1 mine there and then nothing else, it looks like. And now I actually have to wait until I get some mana up so that I can get across this. Because there's literally a ton of ballistas there. I'll go over here just to see if there's mines. Looks like... oh no, this is the entrance, okay. Never mind. Alright, so I'll try to take a look down this corridor right now. I don't see any fire mines, but I'm not sure yet. This is one of those areas that if it pushes you back on this side, over here, the stun immunity isn't really worth it. Like, it's better for me to just try to get over it the best I can. So what probably my goal will be is to aggro as many of these as possible, roll into the jelly wall, and then try to wait for my roll cooldown to come back. So I should probably get away from the ballistas, and then kind of come into all of them the best I can, get as many of them aggroed, and then sort of wait for my roll cooldown, and then try to spam things, and then there we go. Made it over it. Alright, so this is just a lot of Zeeks. This is kind of something that we saw the first week of open creation. And then since the hard cap came into effect, a lot less people have done this. Actually, some more have been doing this in the later levels with battering rams and webmasters, because they knock you down a lot more than other units do. Their stun time seems to be high enough where it forces the Zeke shots to hit, so it's a lot more difficult to have all of this going on the screen and see one webmaster that's getting ready to pounce on you. It's a lot more difficult to keep all of that in mind when you're fighting this big battle. Fairly easy for me because I'm high level, but it would be a little bit more difficult for people that are more on his level. I would say that if you're going to invest this much into the springboard trap, that I would like remove this ballista, put in another, like move this springboard where that ballista is, and throw down some fire mines. I mean, why not, right? You already have so much invested, you might as well put in, you know, 12 extra points or so, maybe 15 extra points. That will make it so that someone has a chance of dying to the fire mine trap as well. You know, you already have the entrance to it, you might as well put the exit as well with the fire mines, so that's what I would say on that. We'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and lastly, Akali the Assassin gets level to 23. Mage is level 23. These are just the first 3 names that I picked off the list that were that already had me added, so I was able to do their castle. Yeah, I was able to jump into their castle because they have me added. So everybody else, if you guys just start adding me, I will accept everybody and just continue the list as normal. I'll be doing a lot less viewer castles in general, though, like I said at the beginning of the video, because there's just some days when I just don't have the time to record videos. So there might be 5 out of 7 days that have viewer castles or something, and I'll try to get other videos like this could hurt. I will try to get, what was I going to say, like some defense videos or just regular attacking videos to fill up those spots. I might be able to do something like that, at least until I find another game that I might want to cover. You know, the perfect scenario would be for me to get into one of the earlier invites of Heroes of the Storm Alpha, but I doubt that that's going to happen. I've heard rumors that they're going to start releasing opt-in invites starting next week, but that's just a rumor. I just heard it on someone's stream. Granted, it was someone who like got into the alpha, so there was a friends and family type thing, but these two ballista traps aren't actually powered, so you might want to take a look at that. Either remove both of them since they're not doing anything and it's 6 points, or try to fit in another power generator, or maybe maneuver something so that they actually get powered or something. Alright, and then we'll just do that. I like the Zeeks and the jelly walls. It's pretty good. It's a good way to kill people at your level. I would argue that you would want a couple of these. I mean, you could even move like 1 or 2 of these ballistas over here, but just to have some pressure over here, so that when I'm fighting these Zeeks, I have to constantly keep moving, you know, when I don't necessarily need to be. It's a lot easier for me to dodge Zeke shots when I don't have to move away from the ballistas as well. Alright, and then here's the fire mine setup right here. I guess I will try to just hit the very corner of it. I'm going to heal up, just to make sure I don't die. And let's see if this works. I was spamming the wrong ability, so that doesn't make it. I actually used volley instead of 2. Volley is on cooldown instead of my 2 ability, which is annoying. I didn't really get to see if it was going to work properly. I did end up hitting the last springboard trap, right? The last spring right here. I did end up hitting that, so it should have worked probably. But the best way to do that is if you barely just get right next to the jelly wall there, and just like try to get the first spring, the first springboard to like trigger like that. As long as you get the first one, you can jump over these 3 and get across. So that's the easiest way to do it. But also, if you miss slightly and you go a little overboard, you should be able to recover decently well, as long as you have both escape abilities. Alright. There we go. I keep forgetting that I actually should be trying for mines at this point, because these are real attacks rather than just practice attacks, but it won't matter. I won't get many crowns from people like this. Let's see how many crowns I get from this one, even though this is number 3, I believe, so... I'll end the video here, but yeah, I get 0 crowns from this anyway, but... that being said, we're going to end the video, so if you guys remember, just make sure to add me if you've already been, added to the viewer castle list. You have to add me, and then any new people who want to shoot me an email at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com, make sure to add me as well. I guess I should probably say that I'm going to only take castles level 20 and above, just because I need to start catching up on some of these requests. But the people that are already on the list, I'm going to keep them on the list, unless for some reason they don't add me after like a week or two. So make sure to add me so that I can keep you on the list and get to your castle. Other than that, if you have any game recommendations, I'm going to have to start covering another game, because I won't be able to put out nearly as much content for the Mighty Quest that I'd like. I like to keep this channel doing 1 video a day, because I have enough time to be able to record 1 video a day. I just have to be able to pre-record them on my days off. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.